Grand Rising, everybody. Is the sound working today? I think we were glitching yesterday. I need somebody to tell me if the sound is working. Okay, you say yes, that sounds good. Alrighty. So we're going to go over the big money patterns that I discovered and went with and was absolutely fucking correct on almost every single one. So we'll get started with yesterday was 1 2 1 2 1 2 2 6 and all right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for investment purposes only, which means that I do not promote gambling. I am not an advocate of gambling. Again, I teach people how to win by investing. So you can see that I show proof every single day. January 2nd, 327 dropped in Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, my number one motherfucking big money pattern, I declared and decreed that this number would manifest straight between the dates 12/31 and 1/8. Ladies and gentlemen, 871. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised my VIP 871 would manifest straight between the dates 12/31 and 1/9. Ladies and gentlemen, 5328. Ladies and gentlemen, my number one motherfucking big money pattern. Again and again and again and again, I tell you, look, the number one big money pattern is the only number you want to focus on, especially if you are a beginner. All the other numbers are for advanced investors. And I'm going to show you that in a second. Here and then again, I like to show off. I promised the very last number you see, a strategic formula that I developed. You see it for yourself. Promised it. We go to Texas between the dates 12/26 and 1/4. Ladies and gentlemen, 0638. Ladies and gentlemen, only motherfucking big money pattern on fire. I said you would see it happen between the dates 12/27 and 1/5. You see it for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, every now and then and again, I like to show the fuck off. You see it for yourself. I promised, indicating with the triple dollar signs that in fact, that number would go to Georgia. So I'm still getting emails about people wondering if I do a specific state. When I tell you that I do all states, what part of that you don't understand? But again, ladies and gentlemen, you see 258. Ladies and gentlemen, only 8 motherfucking hours before I promised it would manifest straight. Same day in Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, 975. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised my VIP that my number one motherfucking big money pattern would manifest straight. You see it for yourself between the dates 1-1 and 1-9. Ladies and gentlemen, 9771, number one motherfucking big money pattern. I tell you, look, some people live in the past because they come from the past. I am from the future, so the future is my past. I prove it every single motherfucking day. You see it for yourself. And then every now and then again, I like to show the fuck off. You see it for yourself, where I tell you on 1228 to win, focus on my top 4 digits. You see it for yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4. Specifically indicating that I also guarantee the number 4 big money pattern to roll out in Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, 747. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar signed it and told you that big money pattern would manifest 1230 to 17. Ladies and gentlemen, 862, only 9 motherfucking hours. And look, 862, I guaranteed. Specifically, the number 4 motherfucking big money pattern to roll out straight. Same day. Ladies and gentlemen, every now and then again, I like to show the fuck off. You see it for yourself. Triple dollar signed it. Told you you would see it between the dates 1231 and 19. Straight. Ladies and gentlemen, 4156. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised my VIP that I would go above and beyond my call of duty to get this done. You see it for yourself between the dates 1226 and 14. I promised they would see that big money pattern. Here you go with me showing the fuck off. Again and again and again, I show you where my numbers will not lie, cannot lie, and don't lie. Right there, I promised to win. Focus on my top 4 digits, which I promise the first 2 big money patterns will manifest 1231 to 18. 1, 2. Here you go again, me showing the fuck off. I told you, I promise, my very last motherfucking number you see, I can make it manifest first. You see it for yourself. I even triple dollar signed it as proof. Here we go again, me showing the fuck off. These are all separate predictions, me forecasting the future. 1230 to 17, very last number you see. Ladies and gentlemen, 033, ladies and gentlemen, I promise the very last motherfucking number you see would manifest straight first. Between the dates 1229 and 16. Ladies and gentlemen, 090, ladies and gentlemen, you see it, triple dollar signed it. I promise that big money pattern would not let you down. Ladies and gentlemen, 225, ladies and gentlemen, 225. I promise the very last motherfucking number you see would manifest first, straight. Ladies and gentlemen, I even gave you a list to go by. And I told you, run these straight. You see it for yourself. Boom, boom, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, 1443. Ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee to manifest that big money pattern between the dates 1227 and 14. Here you go. Me showing the fuck off. Black sheeps don't lie. Black sheeps are underdogs. Black sheeps are combinations that are big money patterns that hardly anybody will be placing wagers on. It's just that simple. This is for my advanced players. They know what to do with the big money patterns. They know that when I tell you these black sheep, look, ladies and gentlemen, you got 1, 2, promise, 3, 4, guaranteed. The number 5 is promised. And then you have this one and this one. These are black sheep. And then the very next one is promised. 2 numbers that nobody will be investing in. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take advantage of knowing that the lottery systems are rigged? Why wouldn't you take advantage of knowing that all of those terminals are communicating with each other? Each one of those terminals are telling each other what numbers are being wagered on, what numbers are not being wagered on. They tell the terminals when to stop taking wagers on a number. If that's not rigged and you still playing the lottery, I told you, I don't gamble. I only go for what I know. I only teach what I know will happen. It's as simple as that. Here we go again, showing the fuck off. You see it for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, 2741. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar signed it, promising my very last motherfucking number you see would manifest first. Somebody gonna believe me one day. Ladies and gentlemen, 6020, one of my favorites. Ladies and gentlemen, I guaranteed you would see that big money pattern between the dates 1-1 and 1-9. So, less than 24 motherfucking hours, you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, 523. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise to manifest my big money pattern. To win, focus on my top 5 3 digits, which I promise the first 2 will manifest 1228 to 15. That right there should tell you something. If I saw it on 1228 and you don't believe me, why do you keep coming to my page? Why do you just keep coming to my platform? Why do you keep listening to me rant? Why? Ladies and gentlemen, you got 133. Ladies and gentlemen, 133. Black sheep will manifest straight. Told you would see it between the dates 1226 and 14. And I told you hardly anybody would be using that number to make money with. Why not you? Ladies and gentlemen, I promised the very last motherfucking number you see would manifest by the deadline date first. You see it for yourself. On Christmas Day, I saw that motherfucker. I felt that motherfucker. I heard that motherfucker using my energy, frequency, and vibration technique. Y'all have it too, but you're dummied down. And I try to wake you up. Y'all think I'm crazy, but guess what? Stupid is as stupid does. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that 0496. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 motherfucking big money pattern. I told you, you cannot lose if you are going with my recommendations to use the number 1 motherfucking big money pattern. I told you you would see it. 1-1 to 1-9. It came the next day. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, check it out. 6, 11, 24, 31, 33. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. 6. There you got your 24, your 31. Just missing 2 numbers for 31 draws, $62 with double draw on it. Guess what? This will pay me over and over and over again. Ladies and gentlemen, you see it for yourself. 3418. I promise my top 2 numbers. If you believe me, you can receive it. But if you don't believe me, you can't receive shit. You're not going to get up off your ass to go to the store, the gas station, the smoke shop, or wherever the fuck you can put a wager on what I know will happen. Hear me go, showing the fuck off, promising you that you would see that big money pattern again and again and again and again. My numbers don't lie. Ladies and gentlemen, 589. Ladies and gentlemen, you see it for yourself. I triple dollar signed it, said you would see it on 1-2. Look at that. On 1-2, I said you will see that big money pattern. Guess what? It happened. And I don't even practice this shit. Ladies and gentlemen, you got 383. Ladies and gentlemen, look at it. The only motherfucking big money pattern on fire. You see it for yourself. A 5-year-old can identify fire. 1230 to 17. I said you would see it. Ladies and gentlemen, 2099. Only motherfucking number on fire. I said you would see it between 1227 and 14. Look at that, over and over, and I'm putting the same motherfucking combinations on fire. How can you miss? 748 deuce. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised my triple dollar signs. Look at this. At 3:57 a.m., you see it for yourself. I even predicted it for Georgia. Georgia for Georgia. Georgia for Georgia at 3:57 a.m. Where's the love? I don't get no love for that one. I'm up at 3:57 a.m. pulling shit out the cosmos so you can't fucking miss. You ain't got to do a rundown. You don't have to do a flipping mirror. You don't have to do shit. No tic-tac-toe. Come on now. Ladies and gentlemen, 546. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 motherfucking big money pattern. You see it for yourself. From 1227 to 14. I told you. Ladies and gentlemen, 172. Ladies and gentlemen, black sheep, straight 17 deuce. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised my triple dollar signs, big money pattern, you would see it. 1231 to 18. Ladies and gentlemen, 014. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise my number 1 motherfucking big money pattern would manifest straight. If you believed it, you could receive it. But if you don't believe it, you don't receive shit. Ladies and gentlemen, 096. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise my top 2 big money patterns would win between the dates 1228 and 15. Ladies and gentlemen, 7070. Black sheep. Y'all should have knew that was a black sheep. Y'all should have knew that that was going to roll out for you. I did. Boom, boom, boom. 7070. Ladies and gentlemen, 7070. Come on now. Ladies and gentlemen, 9815. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar signed it as proof that you would see the very last motherfucking number you see. Boom, boom, boom. From 1231 to 18. Here you go again. Only two black sheep on the fucking prediction. You see it for yourself. I can't make it up. That's why I put it in writing. Again and again and again and again, I will tell you the truth. That's why I got banned from TikTok from telling the motherfucking truth. Ain't that something? No skin off my back. Really, it wasn't. So, today is 1-3. I'm going to trip it up a little bit. Since somebody was talking about the pairs and the sums, guess what? We got pairs, we got sums. If people know how to follow my simple winning instructions, and if people want to join my VIP, and if people can tell me what my prerequisite is to winning, by all means, send me an email at dynamicallydriven@gmail.com and let me know that you're serious about winning. Because if you're not serious about winning, there's no way that you can win. Because you have to be serious. Can't you tell how serious I am about providing winning combinations that I can fucking promise and guarantee will show up and show out? I can even tell you what numbers people are not even going to be fucking playing. Come on now. And they want to ban a motherfucker for that? That's unheard of. But how y'all say it in y'all world, it is what it is. So guess what? I ain't going to even entertain that bullshit. I'll keep it to myself. Because at some point, I'm just going to say, just fuck it and just go back to doing $100,000 a day for myself. I'm trying to help others get to where I am. Y'all should know that the way that I vibrate, my vibration speaks before I do. You know, there's people that come on my page just to find something negative to say about what I'm doing. They might get tired of hearing me use the word motherfuck or fuck. That just goes to show me how petty they are. I use that word to get them the fuck off my page. So again, when you can vibrate so high that they can't deny that what you're doing is divine. I tell everybody, if I tell you that something's going to happen before it happens, it has already happened on a different plane of existence. See, you're in the matrix. The matrix may trick you, but it won't trick me. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm trying to get y'all out of it. And one of the ways to get you out of the matrix is to have you stop worrying about rent, bills, what you're going to eat. Once you stop worrying about that, you can focus on your superpower. But until then, you're going to be stuck on stupid. Some people are magnetized to their own demise. Some people don't even realize that they're getting exactly what they are asking for. You are what you think. You are what you eat. You are what you say you are. Watch what the fuck you say. Watch what the fuck you eat. Watch what the fuck you're looking at. Watch what the fuck you're listening to. I'm telling you, you're not listening. So again and again and again and again, I will be able to do what I do. And I do tell you, it's not easy. It looks like I'm doing this shit effortlessly. But don't you know, these people didn't fucking lie to you the whole fucking time. The whole fucking time they've been lying to you. The whole motherfucking time they've been lying to you. And you've been believing that shit. Just like Santa Claus. And you believe that shit so motherfucking tough, you didn't taught your children about motherfucking Santa Claus. That's the worst thing that you can fucking do. Keep spreading a motherfucking lie. How you gonna teach truth speaking lies? Teaching them about the Easter Bunny, Halloween, Thanksgiving, which was a very murderous act. So again, those of you who are on board, I don't mind managing a group of people who like to listen, who like to learn, and of course, who like to win. And that's what I provide. Number one, fire. $$ you can add those and get it. That very last number you see, how many times do you have to hear me call it out before you know that that's a special motherfucking combination that I have strategically put on the prediction as the very last motherfucking number you see? How about those top five? How about those top five? How about those top five? The number one and the number two are promised. The fifth one is the first $$ Get that. The first $$ is your fifth number. I tell you, the prerequisite is to focus. How many of you even know what the fuck to focus on? How many people even know what the word focus means? Because apparently you're not doing it. I bet you if I told a 5-year-old to focus on it, they'd focus on that number one and they'd focus on that fire. That's what they would do. They would keep it simple, stupid. They wouldn't want to spend any more extra than what they would have to. And they would tell you this. And they would give you the analogy behind why they thought that way. So again, when I tell you that a big money pattern is about to happen and you don't believe me, shame on you. Because I'm providing them to my VIP every day, twice a day. And get this, I only do the very first drawing and the very last. I don't even fuck with the ones in between. I mean, I could, but that's just extra energy. I'm already giving away this sacred information from the future. So I'm going to see everybody at the winner's table no matter what. And while we're at it, so you get to see it for yourself first, just like I get to see it for myself first for the first time. For the first time. So, four zero five 0454. Okay. So 454. Write this down. 4045. Write down 97804562. Write down 0543 2931 0432 3211 Black Sheep 3312 Black Sheep 1263. Very last motherfucking number you see. So you should already know which number came in fifth place if you wrote those down the way I called them off. And you will see these most likely in the next 24 to 48 hours. I put it in writing every single fucking day. I sure do. So you got 0454 0454 0454 0454 on 13 on 13 0454 0454. This is Tennessee's first drawing. Tennessee's first draw was 0454 on 13. So from 13 to 111, you're going to see these numbers dropping. 0454 and 4045. Okay, let's see here. and write that down as being a black sheep. So you will see that number again. It is a black sheep. I'm going to set it up so my VIP see it right away. You could see it actually in Texas. Okay. 405. So again, this is the prerequisite for those who are just joining. To win, I'm telling you, you need to focus on my top 4 digits, which will manifest from 1228 to 16. I also guarantee, look at this, the number 4 big money pattern in your state. And if not your state, Tennessee. "21 motherfucking hours ago." Y'all see it for yourself. 21 motherfucking hours ago. Watch. You see it right there. 21 hours ago. Boom, boom, boom. Can you imagine if I practiced this? But I'd probably just get mad because I know with the little bit of stuff that I do right now, and half of you not even listening to me. Y'all just think I'm crazy because I'm motherfucking this and motherfucking that. But guess what? I ain't never wrong. You see it for yourself. I promise. Those triple dollar signs would manifest between 1-2 and 110 the very next motherfucking day. I told you, 21 hours only. In Tennessee will manifest. Y'all see it for yourself. And I don't practice this, but in most cases, I can make this shit happen in 24 to 48 hours. 24 to 48 hours? I did it in motherfucking 21. Look at me go! But y'all don't hear me though. here if I did this right. No, I did not. Hmm. So y'all remember how I used to advertise on the TikTok? No longer doing that no more. They done fucking booted your boy. So I'll just do it on the Facebook. I got a few groups here that I kind of put it out there too. And I was banned before, and I had a group right here. That right there was my group. Haters. Okay. I do need to find out something. That 405 is going to end up in Texas. 405 is going to end up in Texas. 405 is going to end up in Texas. And I need you to watch out for 504. 504. 504 is going to go to Tennessee next, and it'll go to Texas. Watch. Over 90% of you will say, when it do drop, he said that was going to happen. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, man, I went and did it and got it. That's what I want to hear. Let's see here. Copy this. You got your 405, 405, 405, 405. And that's a 3-digit. 48 hours. Did it in 21. Okay, so this is a 3-digit. And this is your 405 Tennessee first drawing. Okay. These 7 states will tell me what will happen in your state. Don't ask me if I do New Jersey when I tell you I do all states. Don't ask me if I do South Carolina when I tell you I do all states. Your state is in each prediction. Stop reading into it and stop leaving shit out. You'll see your state in capital motherfucking letters. So, let's see here. How many people still riding with me? because I know I can be a bit much. Okay, Texas is still showing the second. So I'm going to take a little small break. I shall return. I like to stay ahead of everything. This way I don't fall behind because I still have to upload what is on my mind and only provide what I promise and what I guarantee. And I only provide at least one or two black sheep on the website. But on the Discord, you get everything that I am thinking of on the Discord channel. So this is what happens. If you're on my Discord channel, guess what? I might put out your pet number. I might put out your badge number. I might put out your birth date, your unique significant others special dates, whether it be a birth date, whether it be a higher on date, may be your anniversary date, might be the date that they passed away, might be any significant date, children's birth dates, dates that you graduate. You just never know. But you don't have to run that shit every single day. Just wait for me to tell you, hey, look, this will happen from this date to that date. Then that's when you go and invest in it. Don't do it for one day and then say, if I had followed my first mind, I would have caught that. No, you actually lost your mind, because if you had followed your first mind, guess what? You wouldn't have missed that shit. You wouldn't be making excuses. So again, all of these things that I am speaking of, it's pertinent to you winning. But the easiest part to remember, if you forget, is to do the number one. Invest in it. Invest in it multiple times in multiple states. You'll thank me later. Hopefully you'll be asking me for my Cash App, my Venmo, my PayPal, or my Zelle, my Chime. You might even want to send me some cryptocurrency. As a matter of fact, for those of you who didn't know, if you opted to send me cryptocurrency, I would make it worth your while and practically give you extra weeks to 2 weeks on the Discord channel. And that's where all the action happens. On the Discord channel, you get the predictions as soon as I get them. On the website, you get them in enough time. It'll tell you that, you got to wait for it, but you'll get it way before the number drops. So again, I will see everybody at the winner's table no matter what. And let's see here. If I get some free time today, I'm going to try to put together a cheat sheet. The cheat sheet is just comprised of all of the numbers that I know will fall, where I'm promising the first two, I am guaranteeing the last two, which are the number 3 and number 4. And then next to the first two, you're going to see the fire, the triple dollar signs, and I just make it real easy. So when like you see 405, 405 is 9. Now, you are going to see triple threes at some point. So, knowing that, you might want to put in triple threes where you've seen the sum of 9 just drop, or 3-3-X. So if somebody dropped 330, 331, 332, 333, 334, 335, 336, 337, 338, 339. You will see that 333. Also, on the other side, if you see 88X, which is a double three inverted on top of each other, just remember that. I will see everybody at the winner's table no matter what. And since I waited too long, I am going to give you, look at this, 618 and 709 deuce. So, ladies and gentlemen, we get to see it first together. We get to see it first together. 618, 618, 618, 618. And boom, boom, boom. You see it for yourself. I knew that nobody would be investing or placing wagers on 618 straight. Watch out for 201. Watch out for 915 and 195 being the number one motherfucking big money pattern. 241 is your number two. 285 is guaranteed. 231 is guaranteed. You will see this shit between the dates 11 and 19. Texas said you would see this. And it's straight. Will manifest. Okay. Do you see how this works, ladies and gentlemen? Number one motherfucking big money pattern. Watch out for 579. Watch out for 874. Watch out for 943. Promised. Number one big money pattern to manifest today with proof in writing. All you had to do to win is focus on my top 5 3 digits, which I promise the first two will manifest from 1228 to 15. I also guarantee that you would see it drop off in your state and in Texas. That was 618, ladies and gentlemen. That was 618, ladies and gentlemen. 618. You got 618. You got 618. Write this down. 618. Write down. Let's see here. I'm seeing 861 and 681. 618, let's see. I'm going to go 861. 861, 780, That's your top two. Watch out for 849 guaranteed, 875 guaranteed, 739. That's your number five triple dollar sign number. Watch out for 369. Black sheep, 951, black sheep. Watch out for 145, black sheep, 834, black sheep. You will see 263, no matter what. I'm triple dollar signing it. 588 will be your only motherfucking big money pattern on fire. Watch out for 771 and 744. These numbers are black sheep underdogs. The very last motherfucking number you see will be 299. Copy. And let's see here. Let's put it together right now. Okay, we are looking at 618 Texas, 618 Texas, 618 Texas, 618 Texas. Okay. Now, 709 deuce. 709 deuce. 709 deuce. Ladies and gentlemen, 709 deuce. 709 deuce. 709 deuce will also be 097 deuce. Okay, 709 deuce. That will repeat and travel. Watch it. Watch out for 2917, 2917, 2971. Write that down. Watch out for 8341. Watch out for 8341. Watch out for 8340. You will see these combinations. Let's see here. Watch out for 7105. I'm going to put 5 stars on it, and I'm going to put that on fire. How about that? 8270 is going to be the very last motherfucking number you see. 1574 is your number 5 big money pattern, which is triple dollar sign. It's my old badge number. And okay, 1 second here. We are almost done. 4 digits. 709 deuce. All right, now watch this. I'm going to work this one all the way down to the bone, just to show you that I can never be fucking wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 motherfucking hours ago, 5 motherfucking hours ago, you hear me? I said it. 5 motherfucking hours ago, I told you, I know what numbers nobody will be playing. How's that for a fucking guess? 1959, triple dollar sign, 4297 guaranteed. 1952 guaranteed. 9520 promised. 3418, we just got that shit. I told you that these numbers are not lying. Black sheep. On time. To manifest. Today with proof that I put this shit in writing for it to happen to motherfucking day. I said it will manifest. But here we go. Look at this. And in most cases, I can make this shit happen in 24 to 48 hours. What did we say that was? 5 motherfucking hours? But ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Look at this. I want you to look at this. I want you to look at this. Did you see the very last number you see? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't fuck around. I'm telling you. Look. Even that babble tells you the truth. Sometimes it said the first will be last and the last will fall fucking first. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Y'all see it right there. Promised. My very last motherfucking number you see would, in fact, manifest first. Today. Gave you the dates 12/28 to 1/5. I also guaranteed you would see this motherfucker in Texas, but I triple dollar signed it, which I promise will manifest if you believe me. And on 12/27, I saw that shit happen. On 12/27, I saw it happen. But y'all don't believe me though. Y'all see it for yourself, right there. But I told you I was going to work this one all the way down to the bone. Watch this. That's proof right there. So that's 2 times. Let's go to 0729. Let's go 079 Let's go 0927. Let's go 097 Woo! Less than 24 motherfucking hours ago, I guaranteed you would see my motherfucking big money pattern manifest today. Right there. Boom. Boom. Also guaranteeing you would see it in Texas. I told you in most cases, I can make it happen. I said it will manifest. That's guaranteed, what, number 3? And all you had to do to win was focus on my top 5 4 digits. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see over and over and over again, I'm giving you the same numbers. Let's go here. 2079, 2097. You see it right there, ladies and gentlemen? Black Sheep. Said you would see it 12:30 to 1/8. Two 2709 2790 2907 2970. See here. We did that already, so we have 7209 7290 7902 9027 9072 9207 9270 702 972. There it is. Promised. All the way down to the wire. You see it. This right here is proof that numbers don't lie. And look at that. That was from Texas. For fucking Texas. But people want to say crazy shit to me. I tell you, I might as well show you that for a second. To win, focus on my top 4 digits, which I motherfucking promised the first motherfucking 2. I told you they will manifest. 11 to 19. Also guarantee you would see it in Texas. So how many people see your state in capital motherfucking letters and still want to ask me, do I do your state? That part I don't understand. That part I don't and will not understand. And I told you, in most cases, I don't practice this shit, but I can make it happen. In 24 to 48 motherfucking hours on a promise. Okay, time for me to take a break. I love you all. I'm going to see everybody at the motherfucking winners table, no matter what. And abundant prosperity and health and in wealth to all who follow me and believe in the hard-ass motherfucking work that you see me accomplishing every single motherfucking day.